Well, good morning on Friday, February 28th. It seems that Punxsutawney Phil truly did see his shadow because we woke up to -2 this morning, more snow coming. Those of you who have wished for a wonderful old Vermont winter can have it. We've had enough winter. This morning we are staining the 1957 Century Palomino that we're doing for a customer in Connecticut. As you can see, the decks, the Avodire decks. Avodire actually is African white mahogany, and they've already been bleached and stained and sealed with CPES. We're now doing the rails, and we will then move to the rest of the hull. One of the things we wanted to share with you is a plea. Put the 320 grit sandpaper on the shelf, leave it there, and please, please, please do not get it out. This boat came in, sanded to 320, and it was beautiful. It was almost shiny. There's only one problem. Wood sanded that smoothly will not take stain. So the first thing we had to do was undo all those hours of work that the owner invested in his boat. First sanding it with 60 and then to 80 so that there are actually some teeth for the stain to grab. You'll notice that John is rubbing off the stain across the grain. It would be much easier along those covering boards just to run the cheesecloth that we use to remove and work the stain into the wood. We could just run it lengthwise. That would be really fast. But of course, it would also take all of the filler grain out of the valleys of the grain itself. So we have to take our time and work across rather than along the grain.
That's what's got all of them, so I think we should do that back with that. You got long lines, you ought to do that. Dash, this area right here.
All right.
Not yet, though. So,
This side's okay.
So we ready
From
for?
here across.
do from the middle back to you.
All right. You can see what I've been assigned. Long arms sometimes are an asset for these other two guys. Right now, the long arms are an asset because I get to do the part that's hardest to reach.
Nice color.
One of the other principles of staining, and a lot of people miss this, is that you don't just paint the stain on and then wipe the stain off. You have to let it flash. And letting it flash means letting it get to the point where as you look across it, it's kind of a dull finish. Hey guys, this is not a lot of fun with all of these seam grooves. It's so tempting to go this way. I could do this so quickly, but to go that way is to wipe all the stain out of the valleys of the wood, and the result is you then have to fill all those valleys with varnish, and you don't get the same uniform result and color. We always save these really fun jobs for Friday morning so that we can go into the weekend well prepared for some time off. So we'll keep staining once we've done the decks and the covering boards. We'll move on to the top sides and transom. We will varnish this boat in epiphanes. As a result, are using an Interlux stain ahead of the varnishing. And RJ is going to share with you his formula to reach this color.
This color is a mixture of the brown mahogany and Chris-Craft mahogany 573 and 42 InterStain. It's a wood filling stain and grain filling, and we mix 1 part, 1 and 1, and that's how you get this color.
Do you thin it out?
Yes.
About?
It's supposed to be the thickness of a thick house paint.
All right.
And when it comes in these cans, it's really, really thick.
It's
So you have
worse
to thin
than
it
peanut
out.
butter, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've had really good luck with this Interlux stain, particularly under epiphanes. We have moved to using a lot of Petit high build varnish, and in order to keep the chemistries consistent, when we're using the high build, we also use the Petit filler stain. So the longer I talk, the less I have to rub off the side of the boat.
The harder it gets to rub off though.
Yes, the harder it gets. You really don't want to let this set up for a significant period of time, or you will have hell to pay, I promise. So we finished the top sides and the transom and have removed all of the tape. One of the things we've learned is not to leave the blue or painter's tape, or particularly the green frog tape, on a surface for any length of time. All of the promises by the manufacturers notwithstanding, they leave residue, and we've had some very unpleasant experiences dealing with that residue. So the tape that we had on the decks earlier in this video, I put on last night. So it was only on, I'd say, about 14 hours, and already it was beginning to get to the point where it was leaving some residue. So put your tape on, do whatever you have to do, particularly if you're painting. Remove the tape while the material is wet. So the next step on this project will be to apply 2 coats, possibly 3, depending on the results and how we like them or don't like them, of clear penetrating epoxy sealer to everything that we have just stained. That serves 2 purposes. One, it seals the wood so that it can never absorb water again. But more important, it provides the perfect base for the varnish. We've discovered that, unlike early on in the Snake Mountain Boat Works years, when we would stain a surface and then go straight to varnish, the first couple of coats of varnish basically acted as a sealer. They did what CPES does. So using the CPES replaces those 2 coats of varnish, or allows them to begin building up, but also seals the wood so that it is protected for all intents and purposes forever. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back to you next week with videos on this or others of the projects that we have in the shop at Snake Mountain Boat Works. Bye-bye for now.